And of course, Critical Drinker lives rent-free in my head.
In a sea of unfiltered diarrhea, Will Jordan, aka Critical Drinker, is the best movie reviewer on YouTube.
Definitely. Absolutely.
He gives in-depth and comical takes on movies we love and mocks woke culture for pandering to women
And
minorities. And he's a reliable source of information and can always be trusted to give a fair and balanced review.
You goddamn right.
Subscribe!
Slam begad.
Why modern movies suck. Strong female character. Honestly, it seems like just about every character without a Y chromosome these days automatically has to be labelled as strong. It's one of the first words to come tumbling out of the mouths of the writers, actors, directors and marketing departments whenever they're asked about it, and it's been overused to the point where it's become completely and totally meaningless.
That's why the drinker never describes his female characters in his novel as strong. Nope, not once.
Only about 32 times in 9 books.
Big deal! Fuck you!
And what's worse is when hack writers pretend that a woman can beat up a man.
He's literally half her age and twice her size. A single one of these haymaker punches would probably shatter most of the bones in her face, fracture her skull and cause severe brain injuries. Nobody is buying this because they know that an actual fight like this would be over in about 4 seconds.
it has the ring of truth.
Check out this scene from Sicario, where main character Kate punches a CIA officer full in the face as hard as she can, and it barely even phases him. Then he promptly knocks her on her arse in response. This is what actually tends to happen when you try to take down someone who's bigger and stronger and tougher than you.
Ah, smug mode.
Excellent example. What kind of hack would ever write a woman being able to dominate a former soldier, elite CIA operative and boxer?
Anya clamped her hand around the barrel of the gun and twisted it upwards before he could get her in his sights. Her other hand shot out like a piston and delivered a hard strike just below his eye, stunning him. Before he knew it, she had seized his left arm and twisted it behind his back. The blow landed right on the overtaxed shoulder joint. There was a crunch, an explosion of pain, and Drake let out an involuntary scream as his arm was dislocated from the socket.
One of the most tedious and embarrassing aspects of modern movies is watching a 100-pound actress ploughing through a series of extremely accommodating stuntmen twice her size.
Kira Frost, 5 foot 2 inches tall and weighing no more than 100 pounds. He'd once watched her literally throw herself at an armed man twice her size and many times her strength during an operation in Kosovo. He'd almost felt sorry for the guy, seeing the brutal and fiercely aggressive way she wrestled him down.
You were saying?
Men are generally bigger, stronger and more robust, with denser and heavier bones, stronger muscles, broader shoulders, longer limbs and superior upper body strength. Add all of that stuff together and you've got a huge advantage when it comes to the application of physical violence. The problem is that this reality doesn't gel too well with the modern Hollywood ideology.
Drake awoke with a start, heart pounding, primal fear surging through his veins, sweat coating his brow. Instinctively, he gripped the AK and brought it to bear, frantically searching the darkness for a target. Drake! He turned, bringing the weapon around. Anya was standing before him, and she was coming for him. His finger tightened on the trigger. In a sudden blur of movement, he felt something close around his hand. An instant later, the weapon was torn from his grip, gone before he could pull the trigger, and his head was jerked around by a hard slap across the face. Anya rushed at him, knocked him to the ground, and pressed an elbow against his throat.
You hypocritical shit.
Fuck it, we'll just pretend that size and strength doesn't matter anymore.
It tickles me that a man who can accept and recommend a movie with a human spider that shoots webs from his hands and climbs walls can't suspend disbelief for a woman beating a man. Except when you are writing your novels.
You fat bastard!
But fuck me, I'll never understand why they cast Colin Farrell as Penguin, only to bury him under so much makeup that he looks and sounds like a completely different person.
Why didn't Gary Oldman destroy his face for Hannibal and Daniel Day-Lewis use his British accent for Lincoln? I'm actually impressed you have takes this inane and haven't been laughed off the internet.
And big props to the makeup department here. If you didn't know what the actor looked like beforehand, you'd swear he really was this big.
So Colin Farrell in a fat suit and unrecognisable is bad, but Brendan Fraser in a fat suit and unrecognisable is good.
Like, if you really want a fat, ugly, middle-aged man for the role, why not just cast someone who looks like that in the first place?
It's really interesting you say that because you had the exact opposite opinion when you reviewed The Whale.
The Whale copped a lot of flack over its depiction of obesity and binge eating, and there's even some assholes on social media who got mad that they didn't cast an actual 600-pound actor for the main role.
Womp womp.
So when you were saying Penguin should have been played by a fat actor, you were the arsehole on social media, but now you're praising Fraser for wearing a fat suit. I just want to make this crystal clear.
I get it. I get it. What about hypocritical?
What?
Top Gun Maverick is everything I'd hoped it would be and much more. It's a fucking great movie, delivered action sequences that gleefully shit in the face of all the bland, sterile CGI garbage we've been fed for years.
What's the reason there's hundreds of names under the VFX credits? Could it be just a massive typo?
My name is Jonas, and I've been making visual effects for film and TV for 18 years.
Who cares?
A lot of the aircraft they filmed practically were not the aircraft you see in the final film.
No, I don't believe you.
They filmed these L-39 stand-in jets, painted them grey, and added tracking markers so they could be used for lighting reference and tracked.
Bullshit.
The Darkstar was made available to the production as a full-size mock-up, but it didn't fly, so it's completely CGI.
What?
The good old F-14, it's all CGI. The enemy's 5th generation fighters, they don't exist. They're all CGI, either tracked onto other stand-in jets or animated by hand. Which means that in the entire dogfight at the end of the movie, you're watching 100% CGI.
Again, I don't believe you.
There's a weight and realism behind the air combat scenes.
You know, there's a lot of visual effects in this movie, and you may not realise what the visual effects are because they're kind of invisible.
I'm saying right now, no CGI in the jets.
He's a liar.
A liar? Oh, I'm sure you don't mean a liar.
I'd like to take a moment to acknowledge the hard work and genius PR campaign of the Warner Brothers marketing department. You guys really pulled off a miracle with this one, successfully duping all of us, including me, into believing that Barbie was going to be just another colourful, light-hearted, easygoing family comedy.
Yep, that's exactly what I thought when they released a trailer and Barbie said,
Do you guys ever think about dying?
Just another colourful, light-hearted, easygoing family comedy.
And also, there's the first teaser trailer which shows an homage to 2001. I watched it with my niece and she was super excited by the reference like any normal 9-year-old would be at a parody of Stanley Kubrick's 1968 classic. I'm pretty sure me and Drinker would agree only true human scum from the worst sperm ever created would lie in marketing their fiction.
The cover of this book suggests that the story is set in Russia. It also suggests zombies. Both, to me, felt like mismarketing.
Successfully duping.
Fine. Thanks very much.
I honestly felt lied to when it came to the description and the presentation of this book, and there are a couple of reasons that make me wonder if this book was written as one thing and then retrofitted later to hit current topic trends in media.
Now it's getting interesting.
Velma. I don't know if you've heard about that, but it's like this weird attempt to reboot the whole Scooby-Doo thing that we watched when we were kids, you know, the kids' cartoon. Now it's told from the point of view of Velma, and it's all about, like, every character's been race swapped, everyone's gay now.
Well, so what?
From what I've heard, because I only watched the first couple of episodes and I was done.
Exactly what I want from my media critic. Watch 2 episodes and tell me what other people think.
15-year-old girls in the shower room, you know, like, full-on nude. This is really distasteful stuff now. Why are you doing this?
Have you ever noticed how pilot episodes of TV shows always have more gratuitous sex and nudity than the rest of the series? Well, I, for one, think it's lame.
Agreed.
So lame.
The lamest.
If he watched the first 2 episodes, how did he miss the joke about the very thing he says is distasteful?
Well, that's the money question, isn't it?
Maybe if the girls were bodybuilders with bazookas, he'd have paid more attention. Another interesting thing to note about Drinker's review is 3 days before, Brainpilot uploaded this video. Probably just a coincidence that he said he watched the first 2 episodes, right? Like it must be another huge coincidence that the Drinker's video contains the same clips. I mean, what are the chances 2 people would use the same clips and stitch them together in the same fucking order?
Impossible, I'm afraid.
Director Todd Phillips famously remarked that he quit comedy because it's almost impossible to make anything funny in today's climate without offending someone, and well, he was kind of right about that.
Good point.
Because it used to be super easy to make comedy because in the before times, no one ever got offended by anything ever, and that's history.
So you know it's true.
How many stand-up comedians have had their shows cancelled over old jokes that didn't age well?
In that article,
0.
Sarah Silverman, Jimmy Kimmel, Jimmy Fallon and Tina Fey said they regret doing blackface. Tina even asked NBC to pull several episodes from 30 Rock. The rest are mostly gay and racist jokes that the comedians themselves said they regret.
And no one cancelled their shows.
You can prove anything with facts, can't you?
You want some fucking Tegridy?
You can always rely on Drinker to stand by what he believes because he is a man of true and honest conviction.
I just don't care about Star Wars anymore.
And then...
Fuck you, dickhead!
Star Trek Picard. No more reviews. I'm out.
Good one.
Picard Season 3, Franchise Savior or Too Little Too Late?
Go away.
I'm not done with you yet, Buster.
I think I'm done with the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
I have no doubt.
Just when I thought I was out, they pulled me back in.
Is that all?
Not quite.
No matter how much the Drinker says otherwise, he wants woke movies to continue because it pays the bills and feeds his kids.
That is the truth.
The type of person who says Drinker lives rent-free in my head is the same person who doesn't watch a movie, takes his opinion as gospel and repeats his opinion because actually Drinker is living rent-free in your head. Please start comment with password so I know you watched.
Go away now.
Like the bloody video.